Hello, welcome to the comparison review between LG's mainstream TVs for the year 2017. On one side is 43-inch UJ65 and on the other 49-inch UJ75. You can get both in different screen sizes, from 43 up to 65 inches, depending on the market. Current price on Amazon UK is £583 for the 43-inch UJ65 and £800 for the 49-inch UJ75. You can get the actual prices by following the links below. There are two main types of LG TVs on the market today, depending on the panel technology they use. On one side are LCD TVs with LED backlight, and on the other are OLED TVs. LCDs cover a wider range of screen sizes and prices as well, while OLED TVs are in higher price category and are only available in 55-inch or bigger. There is a significant advantage in picture quality if you go with OLED, but due to the price, many can only consider getting an LCD TV. If you take a look at the LG 2017 TV lineup chart, you will see that both UJ65 and UJ75 are part of the UHD 4K section. Below are the Full HD models, and above are LG's high-end LCD and OLED TVs. So UJ65 and UJ75 are mainstream LCD TVs, offering UHD IPS screens with LED backlight, support for HDR and many picture calibration controls. Both TVs share a simple and elegant design with a combination of silver and black elements. While UJ75 uses so-called crescent stand and has 10mm wide silver bezel, UJ65 has a two-pole stand and 15mm wide bezel. Build quality itself is good for the price, except for the stand on the UJ65, which leaves a lot to be desired. It doesn't hold the screen as firmly as one would expect, and screen wobbles easily if you push it just a little. Both TVs have 4 HDMI inputs that support UHD HDR, 2 USBs, Ethernet, antenna and satellite inputs, Toslink, CI and component AV inputs. As far as wireless connections go, you get a Wi-Fi and Bluetooth on both. The only additional output on the UJ75 is a 3.5mm headphone jack. Standard remote control comes with UJ65 and Magic Remote with UJ75. This is a big advantage for UJ75, as I find this remote among the best ones on the market. But don't worry, UJ65 is Magic Remote ready, so you can buy it separately. Both remotes now have dedicated Netflix and Amazon Video buttons, so you can launch those apps directly and even from standby. I like a lot new quick access functionality that allows you to assign an app or video input to a particular number on the remote. So now you can have, for example, YouTube app on button 1, HDMI input on button 2, and web browser on button 3, all at your fingertips. Both TVs run WebOS 3.5, which is very easy to use, loads quickly, and has many different options and apps available. Now you can view 360 videos, get information about actors by using Magic Link, and record video using Magic Zoom function. There is still room for improvement in terms of speed and customization options, but no doubt that WebOS is getting better and better with each year. After all the measurements, calibrations and test videos, I conclude that the picture is very similar on both TVs. This is what I've expected in the first place, as both are based on 60Hz IPS panel and share the same picture processor. Native contrast is higher on UJ65, but both TVs are very similar in this regard. UJ75 has LED local dimming, but in reality this does not change much. Even with the most aggressive local dimming setting, the contrast is still several times lower than that of a typical VA panel. This is the reason why picture lacked depth and dynamics, especially for movies in a dark room. Picture luminance was higher on UJ75 in both SDR and HDR, which improves viewing in bright rooms and makes HDR content just a bit more dynamic and better looking. UJ75 can go brighter in HDR than, for example, Samsung MU6400 that I've reviewed before. However, this doesn't mean that HDR picture is better on UJ75. Again, because of the much lower contrast and not precise local dimming. Although advertised as wide color gamut TVs, both cover only the standard Rec. 709 and less than 82% of DCI-P3. This means that content with wide color gamut will not be more colorful compared to the same content in Rec. 709. For example, if you have the same movie on Blu-ray and UHD Blu-ray. In terms of factory picture accuracy, both TVs are good in cinema and expert presets. Much better anyway than Echo mode that is active by default. There are many controls for calibration, which I'll cover in separate videos along with tips how to adjust each setting. One more thing regarding color accuracy. UJ75 has more accurate color gamut. On UJ65, blue was either undersaturated or it had the wrong tint that I was not able to fully correct using available controls. TVs with IPS panels and direct LED backlight often have quite distracting dirty screen effect, especially if you like watching sports. Both TVs had slightly visible but not distracting dirty screen effect, more or less the same as before. But the effect varies from unit to unit, so your TV might be better but also worse in this regard. Overall screen uniformity was good. There is a slight darkening of the edges on the UJ65 due to direct LED backlight, but not as strong as on previous generations. Upscaling of standard definition content is good, though a bit on the softer side compared to the TVs from Panasonic or Sony. Finally, motion resolution is limited and there are many details missing in dynamic scenes. Doubling effect can also be seen, but good news is that blur does not increase as much in dark scenes as is the case with VA-based TVs. Sound quality on both is average, without any change compared to what I heard last year. For non-demanding users it will be okay, but for those who want to experience movie soundtracks the way they should sound, I recommend getting at least a soundbar. Input lag is low on both TVs, and that should satisfy all gamers. For those thinking about connecting to the PC, not so good news. Both TVs use WRGB pixel structure, so sharpness is not as good as on typical RGB UHD screens. There are jagged edges visible if you come close to the screen, but from bigger distance it won't be distracting. So time to conclude this comparison review. Just like I saw on Samsung's MU6400, the biggest improvement isn't in picture quality department, but in Smart TV functionality. This means that both are a good choice if you will watch them in a bright room and from different angles, and if you want low input lag for games and excellent Smart TV platform. UJ75 is better if you like HDR content, as the screen is brighter and supports Dolby Vision. On the other hand, if you want picture with better contrast and you will sit most of the time directly in front of the screen, then you should look elsewhere. Brands like Samsung and TCL have great models for the similar price. And this brings us to the end of this video. Please let me know how you like this new format and which TVs would you like that I review next. Don't forget to subscribe and thanks for watching. Bye!